Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Cozy Space with Tatiana Elizabeth. I'm your host, Tatiana Elizabeth, and today we are doing a solo episode. We are going to dive into all things me. That's pretty conceited sounding, but I am a Leo, so probably pretty fitting. But I just wanted to backtrack and just introduce myself to you guys formally and let you know my intention behind doing this podcast. And yeah, so let's just get straight into it. So I started this podcast because I wanted to create a space that is cozy, obviously, for my girls, for my guys. I have always just been such a curator of vibes, if I say so myself. And I just want to be able to bring the people that I know and love into a space so that we can have a conversation, we can chat, and you can get to know them through the lens that I get to know them. So I'm just very excited to embark on this chapter. It's been so fun so far. Transparently, it is a lot. Having a podcast is definitely a lot, but I'm doing my best to stick with it. I'm being consistent. You guys have noted it in the comments, so thank you for that. I'm being consistent, and this is my baby. This is a passion project, and I'm just so excited to be doing this. I'm so excited to be sharing more and speaking more with you guys. So what cozy is to me, I'm just a wellness girly. I love wellness. I love to reset and recharge. I get overstimulated so quickly. So wellness is just something that grounds me and makes me feel just balanced and grounded. So I'm happy to be able to open this space up to help teach you guys about wellness, to learn from guests and learn from other people what wellness is to them. But yeah, I think wellness is something that just keeps us grounded. I love skincare. I love body care. I love all the things that just makes me feel girly. But furthermore, outside of those things, I just love to just take care of myself, take care of my mind, take care of my body. And I feel like it's so important to just take time for yourself as a woman, as a girl, as a person in general. So that's some of the reasons why I created this space. The intention is to, just cuddle up and get cozy with me. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and we're going to get straight into that right now. So some things about me before we even get into the questions. If you don't know, my name is Tatiana Elizabeth. I'm from Queens, New York originally. I grew up in Maryland. I lived in LA for the past couple years, but now I'm back in New York, and I'm so excited to be back here. I have a 4-year-old, almost 5-year-old son named Milo, and I model. I was on ANTM. People might know me from a couple things. I feel like it's been resurfacing, the whole Beyonce follow me thing. It's just a lot. So we're just going to dive into all those things because I feel like I have not sat down and properly introduced myself. So this is the episode for that. Getting straight into some questions that you guys have asked. We're going to go through it. Everything from top model to dating to motherhood, how I balance things. So let's just get straight into it with the ANTM questions. Someone said, how did I get cast for this show? I got cast for ANTM through Instagram, I think. One of the ANTM producers DM'd me on Instagram, and they asked if I wanted to cast for the show. I have such a bad memory, to be honest, so I don't remember exactly how I got to the point. I just remember coming to the hotel, coming to the city, being dropped off, being whisked away into a van, and from that point, we started filming the show. And that was in maybe 2016. It was such a time. Would I do it again? Probably not. But it was an amazing experience, and I think that it definitely catapulted my career in the influencer space. It helped me gain followers. It helped me, do things like that. So I'm very, very thankful for the show. I have nothing but love for the show, but would I do it again? Probably not for free. Has my life changed immediately after ANTM? I wouldn't say my life particularly changed after ANTM. I think that it definitely gave me a platform to be able to speak to more people. I feel like I gained followers after it. But I don't think it changed my life per se. I think that it was just a great experience and something that kind of helped me along my journey, if that makes sense. But it wasn't like, oh my God, I got off the show and all the doors open for me. Absolutely not. A lot of people kind of in the industry, a lot of people don't really care about ANTM. Not gonna lie, no shade. Were there any misconceptions about me on this show? I wouldn't say there were any misconceptions. I just feel like I played the back. I am very strategic, and I'm very I was never going to go on TV and act a fool, ever. That was never going to be me. So I went on the show trying to be strategic and trying to just last as long as I could last. I think that I got into an argument with one of the girls, Binta. And I feel like there wasn't any misconceptions, I don't think, towards that. You know, I think I was myself. I was really myself. Like she got on my nerves, so we had to go at it for a little bit. But there were actually so many parts that they cut out of the show. Like, oh my God, on the last episode, I remember there was on the last episode, everyone was getting their hair done. It was me, Corianne, and India. So this is a little story, giving you guys some tea. There was everyone was getting their hair done. And on the last episode, they tried to do me dirty and they tried to not let me get my hair done. Like they took my weave out and I was supposed to have it re-put in. Everyone got their hair done. India got her hair blown out and recolored. Corianne got her hair redone and I was supposed to get my hair redone. And they were saying like, oh no, we're not gonna redo your hair, but my weave was already out. They were going to try to have me go on TV with no weave, no hairstylist, no anything. And I literally went berserk in that house. However, they could not show it because I was talking to producers. I wasn't talking to any of the other girls. But I went crazy. And guess what? My hair got done. So that's a little sidebar thing that happened in there. But yeah, overall, I love the show. Not me talking shit. I loved it. It was a great experience after I cursed everybody out. It was fun. No, it was really fun. And I'm so thankful and I'm so happy. So if any of my ANTM girlies are watching this or if any of the producers are watching this, I really love you guys. I'm so thankful for the experience and that fact that I was able to be on that show. How do my parents react to me starting modeling and going on ANTM and my career? So for the longest time, my dad was like, you need to go get a state job. You need to work for the post office. You need to get a pension. You need to, like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't understand what you're doing or why you're doing this. You need to go get a real job. That was his sentiment for like probably up until maybe 3-4 years ago. My mom was always with it. My mom is my girl. She's like, whatever you want to do, I support it. Like my mom is kind of like me in that way. She's very entrepreneurial, so she kind of gets it. My dad is very by the book. So I feel like up until maybe 3-4 years ago, my dad was on some like, you're giving me anxiety. I don't like this. You need to get a real job. I don't know how you're paying your bills. I don't know how you're making money. I don't know what he thought I was doing, but I think that my dad had a lot of concerns for myself and my career. I think it was after I had my son, he saw that I was able to consistently not only provide for myself, but be able to do things for my son and, you know, take us on vacation and like have moments together and really like consistently show over time that I am okay. I have not asked him for money. I haven't asked him to do anything. I think now he kind of respects what I do. And also I feel like Instagram has helped. I think the fact that his friends are on Instagram, his friends' children are on Instagram and they see what I'm doing, they'll send my dad stuff and my dad's like, oh my God, this is so cool. You did this, or you met this person, or you did that person. So shout out to the people that send stuff to my dad because you guys are keeping me afloat. Like his anxiety levels have gone down. So I think that they're proud of me. My dad actually has expressed over the past couple months, like how proud of me he is, especially with the podcast and everything. So shout out to him, shout out to my mom, shout out to my stepmom, all my family. Love you guys. But it is kind of hard sometimes because I feel like a lot of people in my family don't really understand what I do, how I'm doing it, what's happening. And it is hard to kind of like explain unless you're in it. And it's also hard to explain that like you see me, but I'm not available, you know? So sometimes it can be hard, but I'm very thankful. And I feel like I try to make intentional time to spend with them. So I feel like that's what counts and that's what matters. Speaking of family, the next set of questions is going to be about motherhood. Motherhood is like everything to me. I love being a mom. My son is 4, turning 5. He actually turns 5 next week. And I'm gonna cry. Like, I'm so sad. I can't believe he's growing up, even though I'm happy he's growing up because he's so independent and he's so sweet and so smart and all the things. So let's get into some Milo talk because that's really like the highlight of my world. Is Milo old enough to understand what I do? Milo is crazy. I think I need to bring him onto the pod because Milo is actually hilarious. The other day, I had to go away for, sometimes I used to take Milo with me all the time, but now he's in school. I like for him to have his schedule. I don't want to take him too far out of his schedule and things. So my mom will come or I'll have a nanny or my dad will help out, whatever. The other day, I asked him, I said, oh, I'm back home. And I always show him what I'm doing. Like if I go away for work, I come back and I show him like what I did. I'll show him pictures. I'll show him videos and everything. So I'm going through our little routine of just me showing him what I did. And I'm like, Milo, like when mommy's gone, she's working, right? And this little boy said to me, he looked me in my eyes and he said, yeah, you work, but you be with your friends too. I cracked up. So I don't, I think Milo understands what I do, but the times that I do bring him along with me, I think that he sees how I interact with people around me and he just thinks that I'm just like having a blast all the time. So Milo might be on that list of people who really don't understand fully and respect what I do because like he's in between. He's half and half, but I do my best to show him what I'm doing and show him the intention behind what I'm doing. Yeah, so Milo, I don't know. He's on the fence. You'd have to ask him. I'll have to bring him onto the podcast and ask him. On a good day, he might say, yes, my mommy's a model. She's this, she's that. And on another day, when he's trying to be like a little funny, he's like, yeah, you go see your friends. I'm like, that's not what I do for work, Milo. But yeah. How do I find the balance between motherhood and my career? This balance word, balance. I don't know. I just do. I just prioritize what needs to be prioritized. And obviously, first and foremost, my son is my number one priority. And then my career comes after. So I just do what makes sense. I am thankful to have worked hard. And I'm also a very, very hard worker. Like, I will go to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning if that is what I have to do to be able to get done what I need to get done. My son is my first priority. So it's like I'm going to spend intentional time with him. Make sure that he's taken care of, make sure that everything is fine with him. And then after that, whatever needs to be prioritized, I do that after. Being a mom is so hard when you work for yourself and you make your own schedule and things like that because you feel so much, you can feel guilt. Like, you can feel guilt because you know that, okay, my son is right there. But I feel like the way that I combat that is by making sure that I spend intentional time with him. So say when he comes home from school, if it's, okay, like, let's watch a show together. Like, let's play, let's talk, let's draw. Like, I make sure that I get that intentional time in with him so that I know that he understands how much I love him and how much that I want to spend time with him. But I also explain so much to him. I explain to him that I'm working. Mommy, why are you working? I'm working because you like toys, right? That's why I'm working, so I can buy you toys. So now actually I might have messed up by telling him that. Because now he's like, oh, you went to work. Can I get a toy? So we're on an allowance system actually too. So that's another thing. Like, I just try to find fun, new ways to be able to involve him into my life and to also teach him responsibility and to also teach him about the things that I'm doing because my life is kind of untraditional. So I feel like I have to step outside of the traditional kind of parenting roles. Milo gets an allowance. He gets $1 every day that he does his chores. And at the end of the week, we go to Five Below and he can get a toy. He can get one toy. So he understands the value of like working and making money and buying things. And he's only 5 years old. So I feel like I'm trying my best to balance. I'm doing my best. I'm doing the best that I can with what I got. And I think that he's super sweet and he's super nice and he's very smart and very intuitive. So I think I'm doing a good job. But we gonna see. Just kidding. I think I'm doing a great job. Someone said, what is the most rewarding part about motherhood? The most rewarding part about motherhood is probably, it's also special, but I feel like seeing him grow through every stage. It's like when he was a baby, he couldn't do anything. He needed me for everything. I breastfed him for a year and a half. Well, a year, not a year and a half. I'm not going to drag it. I breastfed him for a year and he could not eat without me. Like, do you know, as a Leo, do you know how like fulfilling that is to know that someone needs you for like to eat? Like, what? So that was a beautiful thing to be able to help him grow. And then now it's like he's 5. He almost can daggone near go in the fridge by himself and get his own food and like he makes his own breakfast. It's actually wild. But now it's rewarding to watch him step into different sides of life, to be more responsible, to learn, to be happy. Watching him play is so rewarding. Like watching him laugh and just watching him be innocent is just so rewarding. Just on a daily basis, just watching him just like look at the world through his own eyes. He's just so excited for everything. So that's very rewarding. Yeah, I think that's the most rewarding thing about it. Honestly, all of it, but like specifically that. How does having a son change the way you date? Ooh, y'all are getting in my business. It changes the way I date because I don't have time and I'm very, very intentional about what I'm doing, who I'm speaking to, like, you know, stuff like that. So I think that it's just made me more intentional about who I'm spending my time with. I have zero, I wouldn't say zero, but like I have like little to no patience because it's like, okay, what are we doing here? I could be putting this effort and this time towards my money, my business, and my child. So if you're not, you know, like it makes me kind of cut out the fat very easily. Okay, let's see. All right, we're gonna talk about modeling versus influencing. As you guys may or may not know, I am a model. I feel like I'm kind of still a model. I don't model as much as I used to, but I guess I'm still a model and an influencer. What was my introduction into the industry? My introduction into the modeling industry, I feel like was maybe in like 2015, 2016. I would take little internships like styling and just doing little things around the city. I went to FIT for a little bit. So I was into fashion and I just wanted to be in that world. So I would attend these internships or like, you know, help out with brands. And they would just always look at me like, oh, like, you're not the model. Like anytime I would go to check into something, they would ask me like, oh, you're not modeling. And I'm like, no, I'm here to intern. So then something clicked in my brain because I like money a lot. And I'm like, I'm coming here to help these people and like work for free to eventually try to get a job in a field that is like pretty saturated. I'm kind of passionate about it, but I'm not like crazy passionate about it. Models, how much do they get paid? My mind is always thinking about the dollar bill, not gonna lie. So I was like, let me just try to model. I initially went around to a bunch of different agencies. And I feel like at that time I was wearing my hair curly and an afro. I still had like a baby chubby face. And I feel like at that time that look was kind of in. And I feel like I got a lot of good feedback, but I couldn't immediately find an agency. So I just kept trying. I came across, I think, like this mother agent. Oh, you know what? No, I'm lying. Oh my God, I'm lying. I started with the hair stuff. And I would shoot for Sensational Hair and we would do like 8-hour days. So I didn't have an agency for that, but I was doing it through this lady who's kind of sketchy. And if you see this, know that I'm on to you. She was so sketchy because we would do this shoot and we would do like an 8-hour hair shoot. I don't know how much I was getting paid at the time, but it was a nice little day rate. And we would do the shoot and, yeah, like that's what I would do. I would do that probably like 2-3 times a month. Wigs, weaves, braids, everything. Like that's why you see me on those hair packs behind the scenes of that. I think that this lady was so sketchy because I feel like she was like taking money from us because I feel like I would come in and I was kind of like the main girl. I would shoot all the stuff. And then the next girl would come in and say we would go to lunch or dinner after. And there was this one particular time that I was speaking to another model. She was like, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe we just did all that. Like, oh my God, my rate is only this. Like, I feel like I'm not going to have any hair left. And I'm like, dang girl, like that's your rate. And typically in modeling, you're not supposed to discuss rates. It's like kind of taboo, whatever. But we got into it. And I feel like Miss Mamas was skimming money off the top of like whatever was going on. However, that's another story for another day. So if you're watching this, just know that I'm on to you. And I hope that no one else is going through that. A note for that is like to make sure that you look at your contracts to make sure, you know, that you understand what you're getting yourself into, you know how much you're getting paid, you know how much your agency is getting paid, because that's why I would recommend having a real agency, because that lady, I know for a fact that she was definitely taking some money. And also with those hair shoots, they're still out and they did not pay for all that usage. So I don't know. We're going to see whether I sue them or not. But okay, I'm ranting. But that's how I started modeling. I started modeling with Sensational Hair. Shout out to them. They kept the lights on. Okay. But when did I switch over from modeling to influencer stuff? I switched over from modeling to influencer stuff. It was pretty natural. I think I switched over maybe in 2018. I just would start recording BTS or just taking more pictures. And I like influencing a little bit more because I'm more in control of what's happening. I'm more in control. It's on my time. I'm able to do it on my terms, on my time with my team. And I feel like it's just like way more creative and way more involved. Whereas though with modeling, you're literally just a hanger. Like you're there to shoot the clothes. It's like repetitive. I was doing a lot of e-com. So although I'm very thankful for that because it was very consistent and it was something that I was able to keep my lights on. But I feel like it's just kind of like freelance versus a 9 to 5 kind of. So they both have their pros. They both have their cons. But for me personally, I like being able to being influencer and be in charge of my time in my career. So yeah. And also a note, I was self-managed for probably up until maybe last year, a year and a half, I've had a manager. And I feel like I've always had a business mind and I've always loved the hustle of receiving an email. Like you can wake up one day and be like, oh my goodness, wow, I'm rich. Like, look at this email, look at this inbound thing. Like, I feel like I get a high off of that stuff. So being an influencer was so fun because I was a little bit more in control of my own career and I was able to see and create my own relationships with brands and speak to people directly and understand like, okay, wow, like this industry, I watched the industry grow from pretty much nothing. Like I was one of the girls, on the first Revolve trips, whereas though now everyone's doing brand trips. So to have watched those things grow from nothing, it's something that's so special to me. And also to have managed myself through those things, I can look at myself like, wow, that's really like so fun and so cool, even though shout out to my team now because I couldn't do that on top of everything else I'm doing. But I think that influencing is just such a great space and it's just so fun to watch it grow. It's so fun to see so many of my peers coming up and expanding in the space. So it's a fun thing. Biggest misconception about influencers. I don't think it's a misconception because I feel like a lot of people talk about it and complain about it, but I feel like the easiest thing to say probably would be that we don't work as hard as it looks. And I feel like we all are trying to convince everyone that we're working, right? It's like, oh my God, yes, I do. I'm the stylist, the photographer, the this, the that. I mean, I think that is very true that, you know, we work very hard and there are up times, there are down times, but I feel like a more specific misconception is that life is just handed to us like on a platter. I feel like especially like a lot of the fashion influencers and stuff that you see, a lot of the times they are investing a lot of their own money into what they have going on. Say, for example, even me right now, this podcast, this is something that I wanted to do. You have to prove yourself in the industry to be able to have a space in it, to be able to like, you know, it's an investment. So I feel like a misconception is that, you know, you don't have to invest in yourself. So yeah, like that's something that you have to invest in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to be a self-starter. You have to be a little organized, well, as organized as you can be, to be able to succeed in this industry. And then from the consistency, from proving yourself, then that's when people and brands will, you know, see you as valuable. You have to prove your worth. So I feel like that might be a misconception about influencers. Any advice for someone starting out influencing? That invest into yourself. And it doesn't have to be monetary. It can be your time. Someone asked, what is my favorite campaign or shoot that I've done? My favorite campaign or shoot that I've done, this is actually pretty controversial because I feel like I had a little bit of creative freedom with that and I was able to include my son and it was really cool to see myself in store. So I hope that they're able to get it together as far as this whole DEI stuff. I don't know how much I'm able to talk about that. So we're gonna keep it short and sweet, but I really liked that campaign. I liked shooting with my son. It was nice. They closed the store for me for a little bit so that I could be able to shoot there. And it was just cool. It was really cool. So hoping for more opportunities with that, with brands that are fully in support of supporting minorities, Black women, Latina, like everybody, you know. I hope that some of the performativeness of the industry kind of goes away and we get back to the space where brands genuinely are willing to support the people who support them. So yeah, clock that. But that was my favorite shoot, not gonna lie, off the top of my head. How do I stay inspired in such a fast-paced industry? Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I don't. I'm not always inspired. It's not always like, woohoo, let's get out of it. Like, no, sometimes I'm over it. And I allow myself to feel my emotions. And this might be a little privileged, but yeah, I allow myself to feel my emotions. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to feel it. I don't do it. Sometimes I will take a hiatus off of Instagram, or I won't post for a little bit because I'm not feeling it, because I don't want to post. So I just allow myself to go through the motions, go through my emotions, give myself breaks, because what I don't want to happen is for me to be pushing it and I burn out. So I think that it's very important to just give yourself grace, not only with work and with the industry, but just in general. You have to give yourself that downtime to feel how you feel so that you can get over it. Did I always know I was going to end up in front of the camera? So my mom actually sent me a photo of this notebook. My mom used to make me write down, like, probably once a year what I want to do when I grow up, what was my 5-year goals, my 10-year goals. And I hated it. I was so annoyed. I'm like, Mom, like, this is very annoying. I just want to go outside and play. But within one of those papers, I wrote down that I think I wanted to be a model, that I wanted to be an interior designer, and that I wanted to be a professional dancer. I'm not that. But so apparently, I guess subconsciously I did. However, I don't remember my adult life wanting to be in front of the camera, really wanting to be a model. I just like people. I mean, I feel like, again, I am a Leo, so I am a little conceited and a little self-centered, but I don't think that I foresaw this specifically for me. I knew that I was going to be in the industry a little bit, but I wouldn't have minded being a little bit more behind the scenes, or managing or doing something like that, because I just like people and I like getting things done. I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur, but I don't know. So I'm thankful that my path kind of found me and that everything kind of fell into place. But I think it fell into a place before the point in time where I had to really sit down and figure out, like, okay, Tatiana, what do you want to do? So I think that everything is happening for a reason, and I'm just like very thankful for my path and for my journey. If I wasn't doing what I was doing now, what would I be doing? I think that I would probably just be a CEO. I would be running skin butter full time. I've always been into skincare. I've always been into wellness and self-care. I think that I just would be running skin butter. That is something that I'm super passionate about outside of modeling and outside of influencing. So I would probably just be doing that. Okay, which these questions are very, shout out to my manager because he put these in a good order. So moving right along to skin butter. When did I launch my brand and what was the reasoning? I launched skin butter probably in 2015, 2016. I launched it because I was in school for aesthetics. I was a licensed esthetician, and my thought process was, okay, if I can only do what, 5 facials in a day, maybe 6 facials in a day, and make however much amount of money. How can I make money in my sleep? Again, like I said, I'm nuts. I just always have wanted more for myself. So I'm like, I would like to come up with a product. And I also just really love skincare. I think that is very important to be able to take that time to pour into yourself. And I was always using products. I would use like natural products. I would use like shea butter, and I would make my own little concoctions and stuff like that. But I felt like nothing was really marketed to people like me. Like it was nice, but it might not have smelled the best, or the marketing just was plain, or it was ugly. So I feel like, why not create a brand where you get all the good things? Like you get the shea, you get the natural, like, you have all of that. You get the glow, and it smells amazing. And it's like marketed to people like me. So that's where Skin Butter was born. And I love it. I'm just so thankful, and I'm so happy for the longevity of it. I've had so many ups and downs with my brand. I'm like self-taught businesswoman, so it's been hard for sure, but it's so rewarding. And I just love when people tell me like how much they love it, and when people just tell me that they have created it, like they've created a ritual with it. It's a part of their regimen, because I feel like taking the time, like Skin Butter is thick, okay? You can't just slap it on. You have to it's like a situation. It's a ritual. And I feel like people need that time to slow down and to pour into themselves, because it's just very, very important. So I love Skin Butter Down. I'm so thankful for Skin Butter. I forgot how I came up with the name, but I think that the name is perfect. I just love my brand. What is my favorite scent? My favorite scent is palm mango. Palm mango is just like, it just reminds me of a vacation. It's sweet. It's like pomegranate mango. It's so good. Lavender Soleil is my favorite new nighttime scent. It is lavender with some orange, some bergamot. It's just very grounding, but it's also citrusy. It smells amazing. I think that if you have not tried Skin Butter, try out some Skin Butter. And if you're watching this, you know what? I'm going to give you guys a code. You can use code a cozy space, no spaces in between, for a special discount so I can know who I put on through the pod, okay? But I love Skin Butter so much. What makes my products different from the others? I think just what I said earlier, I feel like the intention behind it, the intention behind my brand, and I think that I probably should market this and express this more, is that I want for people to be able to spend more time with themselves, take it as like, you know, a routine and as a ritual to be able to take 10, 15 minutes for yourself, add it to like, don't just have a skincare routine, have a body care routine, pour into yourself, take that moment of stillness. You can't be on your phone while you're putting on lotion. You can't be on your phone while you're in the shower scrubbing, you know? So I think that I want to give people who might not be able to go to the spa, you can have a little spa experience at home. So that's the intention behind my brand. And I feel like that's what makes it a little bit different from the others. So yeah. What are some unexpected challenges of running a business? All of it. The whole thing is very challenging, but it's rewarding. I think that it's very hard for me personally, I'm not only just running one business, I'm running multiple businesses. Like I myself am a business. Skin Butter is a business. Modeling is a business. So running 3 different things simultaneously. This podcast is another business. Running 4 things simultaneously can be a bit hectic. And I think that that's very challenging. But once again, like I said, you have to just like prioritize things out and, you know, delegate. I'm learning now to try to delegate and to try to scale and to give out more responsibilities to more people. But yeah, it's a work in progress. And I feel like I got this. If you have a business and you're trying to run it, you got this. Yeah. My manager's being messy, y'all. He put some dating questions on here, and I really don't like to put y'all in my business, but I guess I will give you a little something. So someone asked, what is it like dating in the public eye? I mean, I feel like I consider myself public eye adjacent. I'm in the public eye, but I feel like I don't have paparazzi following me around. People don't really know unless I kind of put out information. So I think that that's like a good thing. But I think that it's fine. It's not really anything, you know, crazy. You just do what you got to do. You move. like I don't know. I'm not like crazy in the public eye. So I don't think that it's like a crazy thing. But I think that I have learned to keep things private until or unless I'm ready for people to have an opinion about them. So that's something that I've learned. And I try to keep my dating like very private until or unless I know. Like I feel like I'm not going to pop out until it's my husband. Like y'all will get the wedding photos. Like that's the vibe that I'm on these days. It's like, no, you won't know anything until the baby's here. The wedding has happened already, you know? So that's what I'm on these days. So mind your business. Stop trying to clock my tea. How to protect your peace while dating. You have to have time for yourself. You have to put yourself first. You have to love yourself first. That's how you protect your peace. If you have peace, if you are at peace, it's so much easier to protect your peace versus when you are not at peace. So I feel like that would be my biggest advice, is to just love on yourself, live a peaceful life already, and don't let anyone disrupt that. Wildest first date story. Oh gosh. Wildest first date story. I went on a first date where we threw a dinner party together that as our first date. That was probably like the wildest first date story. Like I flew to LA and we had a dinner. It was a Christmas dinner party. That was pretty wild, but yeah, it was fun. Biggest green flag, biggest red flag. My biggest green flag in dating is communication. You have to be able to be a good communicator. I like to know what's happening. Like, I think that that's like a green flag is when you are like emotionally intelligent, communicative man. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Biggest red flag? Oof. Following a bunch of girls on Instagram. I feel like that's the biggest red flag because why do you look like you do lashes? Like, why is your entire following girls? Like, I don't understand. I don't like that. Like, no, that's weird. And I'm not even insecure. I just feel like that's crazy. Like, why are you following all these women? And it's like a specific type of woman too. No shade to nobody because I'm for the girls. However, it's like when you're following all the bottle girls and this and that, it's like, well, what do you be doing? Like, follow Kamala Harris. Follow Michelle Obama. Why are you why does your following list look like you do quick weaves? Like, I don't get it. I don't like that. That's a red flag. Red flag for me. If I had any advice for a girl in her 20s when it comes to dating, what would you tell her? I feel like your 20s are for fun, not gonna lie. I feel like 20s is for networking and 20s is for getting to know people and getting to know yourself and knowing what you like out of people. So if I had any advice for someone in their 20s, it's just to do just that. Network, get to know people, hold yourself to a high standard, keep your morals intact, but date around, get to know what you like by way of dating people. I feel like now that I'm 30, I spent my 20s, well, I got pregnant when I was 25, 26, and then I feel like I'm just now starting to date. Like, I didn't date in my 20s. I was like, oh, I like you, you're my boyfriend, we're together. That's it. We're gonna get married. And it's like, girl, you don't even like him. Like, shut up. Like, literally shut up. You don't like this person. But now that I'm 30, I feel like I know what I like a little bit more. So I feel like if I could go back to my 20s, I wouldn't change a thing because I love my son. I love my path. But I would tell my 20-year-old girlies to date around. So yeah. Okay, so this has kind of been doing a thing and going a little bit viral again recently. The time when Beyonce followed me. So we're just going to recap that. And I'm going to answer some questions regarding that time, et cetera, et cetera. So what happened? It was circa 2017, and I was literally in my kitchen, minding my business, having a taco night with my friends, and my phone starts blowing up, and I had a notification, and it just said, Beyonce started following Tatiana Elizabeth. I immediately screenshot it. Boom. First of all, let's get that out of the way. And I remember just seeing a bunch of texts, a bunch of phone calls, because the Shade Room had posted it. And I'm just freaking out. Mind you, I'm a little tipsy. It was a Tuesday. We were having a Taco Tuesday. And I just remember just all my friends were at my house. We were just freaking out. We were just laughing, joking. It was just woo, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Not even the fact that she followed me, but the fact that Shade Room had posted it and the reaction that people were giving to me just made it even more insane. It's what is happening? Why is she following me? I was the only person that she was following. So from then, I think she unfollowed me 10 minutes later. So then Shade Room posted that part again. It was oop, update. Beyonce unfollowed this girl. Who is this girl? Why are people why did she follow her? So then from that, I feel I was receiving so many messages and DMs are you Becky? Why is she following you? What? That. I'm I have no idea. Now, if this was now and I had the mindset that I have now, I would have immediately DM'd her. Because when you follow somebody, your DMs are now open. You're not in the request box anymore, right? So I feel I would have DM'd her. But I just was, I don't know, it just was a surreal moment. It was just funny to me. Oh my God, what is happening? I don't know what is happening, why this happened. But people were having think pieces and debates about it at the time. Oh, it was blue, it was this, it was her team. She doesn't know, but just the simple fact that it happened and it was such a big deal. Beyonce for sure knows I exist. And I feel that is my, I need to put that on my resume if I have one. So it was definitely a special moment. How has that changed my social presence? I feel like it definitely boosted my followers that day. And I think that it's just like something funny to say. But I don't know. Like, it's funny. Like, I'm just so nonchalant about so many things. And obviously I love Beyonce down, but I don't think it changed my social presence. It definitely gave me like once again, another platform. If I could have messaged her, what would I have said? Ooh, I don't know. I don't even know what I would have said. That's a good one because I'm going to meet her one day soon and I need to be able to like know what I'm going to say. I have to think about that. Maybe you guys comment below what you think that I should say to Beyonce when I meet her. What was the wildest message and reaction that I received after? Just people in my DMs mad thinking that I was the mistress. Like what? Like are you serious? Why would I? That's crazy. Like those were the craziest messages cuz like that's so crazy. Like come on now. I love Beyonce. Come on, please. Jay-Z's like big bro. I would call him like dad, but I don't think he's old enough to be my dad. But yeah, like absolutely not. Those are the craziest messages. What is my favorite Beyonce song and my favorite Beyonce era? I think I like self-titled album the best. Yeah. Like Kitty Cat, Hip Hop Star, like that era of Beyonce. Oh my gosh, like Beyonce she's amazing. She's insane. I feel like that era specifically, like baby boy Beyonce, like skin glowing on the beach. Like, oh my God, like I just love her so much. And I think that her career and just who she is as a person and how detailed she is within her career is just so inspiring and it's so beautiful to watch. Now to watch her be a mom and to watch her be on tour again is insane. Like she is insane. She's a beast. And I also kind of like that we don't know much about her. Like I would love to be that mysterious. I started a podcast. Clearly I'm not. But I think that it's something so beautiful about the fact that she protects herself and she protects her energy and she protects her kids and she shows us what she wants us to see. I think that's pretty cool about her. So yeah. Am I going to Cowboy Carter? So I wasn't going to go to Cowboy Carter because I went to Renaissance and I bought floor seats. I spent so much money on those tickets that I was like, you know what? Beyonce is not seeing me again unless I'm invited or unless a friend gets me a ticket. So I didn't plan on going, but I actually went this past Monday because I was invited. My friend got me tickets and it was so amazing. I think that if you haven't seen the show or if you don't have plans to see the show, it's definitely something that's worth the investment if you've never seen her before. It's just such a beautiful thing to watch someone be so consistent in being an icon. Like she's a legend. Like she is a legend. So check that out. So those are all the questions from the Q&A. Thanks for sending them in. If you have any more questions, feel free to always comment them below or put them in the question box that's going to be on the website. We're going to get into our last segment, which is affirmations and outro. Affirmations are something that runs so deep for me. I try to write in my journal every single day. I have the 5-minute journal. Shout out to them because I think they sent it to me, where I just spend 5 minutes reflecting on the things that I'm thankful for, that I'm grateful for, and I write my affirmations in it. So I just want to be able to share this space with you guys to hopefully inspire you guys to do the same thing so that you can go into the world, go into your life, affirmed, knowing that you are that girl or that guy. And just I feel like positivity and just having a positive outlook on life and on things in general is just so helpful in navigating this crazy world. I feel like more people need to be more positive. So I want to be able to take it upon myself to spread that energy to anyone watching this. So this week's journal prompt is, what is one thing that I need to release to feel lighter? Write that down. Think about it. What is that one thing? For me, I think that I need to release even claiming anxiety. I'm releasing claiming anxiety. I don't want to say that things make me anxious because I feel like I don't know, these words, we throw these words around a lot. And granted, obviously people have anxiety, and I probably do have anxiety. And I probably do also have a little bit of ADHD. Have I been diagnosed? Absolutely not. So I'm going to release those things. I want to release the notion of feeling like I'm overwhelmed. It's like I just need to breathe and get things done and prioritize. And whatever I can't get done, move on to the next thing. So that's what I'm releasing this week. And this week's affirmation is I give myself permission to rest and still feel worthy. I needed that one, okay? I work very hard, but I need rest, and so do you. So give yourself permission to rest and feel worthy and do all those things. Thank you so much for watching this episode of A Cozy Space with me, Tatiana Elizabeth. Love you guys for watching and listening. Be well, be happy, spread joy, all the things. Bye.